Good afternoon and welcome to At the Table with the Artist. Please welcome the Pamela D. Franklin Cultural Center for the Performing Arts Artistic Director, Michelle Benjamin.
Hello. How are you? You all are looking beautiful. I'm excited, inspired, delighted to have you all as our guest master artist panelist today. You look great, and in the second edition Summer Soul Collective, you look great there too in our e-magazine. Your biographies are beautiful, impressive, interesting, and informative. And near the end of our conversation today at the table with the artist, we will entertain questions from our audience, our virtual audience. So send your family and friends to pdfculturalcenter.org to register. It is free, so they can join us on the next time. And at this time, I will bring to you our Queen Executive Director, Miss Pamela Stegall, who is also spotlighted in our summer edition of Soul Collective magazine. The article is beautiful, and so is she, and I want you to check it out. So come on in, Pam.
All right.
Our distinguished master artist guest.
Well, thank you, Madam Artistic Director, honey. I need to put your check in the mail. Thank you. It's such a pleasure to work with my childhood friend. Michelle and I graduated from the great historic Booker T. Washington together. But I want to take this time to introduce our amazing guest artists who took the time out to sit at the table to have a discussion about their artistic experience. So first, I would like to introduce Miss Shalita Murden Reed. Wave your hand, Shalita. Yes, thank you for joining us. And the good thing about Shalita is she is also a native of Atlanta. She's called a Grady baby, and we say that all Grady babies were born in the historic Grady Memorial Hospital. But I want y'all to know one thing. I was born at Hugh Spalding. Just want you to know that. That's okay. I'm not mad at you. But anyway, Shalita is a graduate of what was called then Clark College and is now called Clark Atlanta University. And she received her degree in business administration. In 2006, Shalita founded the Ministry in Motion International Dance Theater. And she says her vision still remains with that, to reach, teach, and empower through her love of the arts. Would you please help welcome Shalita Reed? Our next guest master artist is the incomparable Haywood Tucker. Oh my God. Heywood is also a native of Atlanta, and we're just so happy to have him join us. He is also a graduate of the great Booker T. Washington High School, and he holds a music degree from what is now called Atlanta Metropolitan State College, but it was called Atlanta Junior College back then. But what we love about, what we know about Heywood is he was one of the first African Americans who opened his very own recording studio on Martin Luther King Jr. Drive. So we'll hear more from him about that. But what he's currently doing is he's working with his beautiful daughter Angelica and her husband Josh with their band, the 630 Band. Help me welcome Haywood Tucker. Thank you so much for joining us. Next, we have the amazing Rob Jerome. He is not only an illustrator and graphic designer, but he's an entertainer and musician, a poet, and a writer. Now, he relocated. He's also a native Atlanta. Let me make that point. Then he relocated at some point to New York City. for a stint. And while he was there, he performed with New York's Village Vanguard, the Two Steps Down, and the Spotlight Club. But what I enjoyed seeing him and Michelle were at the Wren's Nest a few years ago, and they had a cabaret, if I'm not mistaken, is that what you call it? With Cab Calloway and all of that, and they did a magnificent job. So welcome to the table, Rob Jerome. Rob, thank you so much for joining us. And then Tammy Harrison, she is our dynamic marketing director of the Pamela D. Franklin Cultural Center for the Performing Arts. So you're going to see her creative work momentarily. But it's back to you, Michelle. Unmute one more time.
You got me?
Yes.
Okay. I want to see Jerome. Where are you, Jerome? Okay, thank you, Pam. Now, well, let's get started. We are all on an interesting journey, functioning with the pandemic, environmental crisis, social issues and conditions. And I just want to know if you could tell us how these life situations have affected your positivity and your creativity. And I wanted to start with Jerome. Jerome.
Well, I'm the guinea pig, I suppose.
No, we want to see you.
Can everyone hear me? I'm on screen. I see myself.
I can see him.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Well, thank you, Michelle, for inviting me. It's such an honor to be a part of this esteemed group. And let's see now. The question is, how has all of the things that have been going on in our wonderful world affected my creativity and well-being in general? Is that correct?
Yeah, yes, as well as your creativity.
My creativity.
Yeah.
Well, let me start with the fact that we're all affected deeply by everything that has been going on. And no one is immune. I found within the past, say, year and a half, that my energy shifted greatly. I am rather empathic. I feel things very deeply for all concerned. And I found myself carrying the weight of a lot of things that were happening. Now, that did impact my creativity because of the distraction. And it took a lot of inner work, a lot of self-affirmation and confirmation to make sure that I stayed in the right place in order to continue doing what I love to do. So that in a nutshell is how it affected my creativity. I'm glad to be on the other side now.
All right. Same question to you, Shalita.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been on a roller coaster ride. Let me tell you, it's been incredible, but by the grace of God, because it's not over for me. I am a very sensitive person, and I feel so much for others. So I'm still impacted because I hurt when I see others hurting. And it's been my life to serve others. And that's why I have such a passion for the arts, because the arts stimulates you. I don't care who you are. Music and dance affects everybody. Dance and everybody moves. So, but by the grace of God, I would not be centered, but it continues to center me. And it's not just a process that happened yesterday. I have to be centered every day because I don't know what's going to happen when I get up in the morning, or what news I see, or what call that I receive. As far as my creativity, it's been the same. I'll hear something and I'm like, oh, wow, I can write something for our concert. I'll be looking at a movie and then I'll tell my husband, hey, what is that song? What is that song? We can use it. Or I'm just stimulated to be in a place of peace because I hear the music. So it's just been a journey. There's no one place that I can say that I've been, but I've been anchored on the Lord, which keeps me rocking steady, baby.
Amen to that. Hallelujah. I like that. Okay, how about you, Heywood?
Well, I've been just working hard, spending a lot of time at my personal recording studio here in Austell. Life has been good, but just like Michelle, without God, I wouldn't be here. I couldn't do anything. But with him, I can do all things. And I understand that, and that's what I've been doing. Working hard on my personal music, and I feel this is what God wanted me to do. So here I am. And I've accomplished many things, and life is great because I stay positive, knowing that tomorrow has an opportunity of being even better than today. So here we are. Thank you.
Amen. You know what? That's why y'all so bad, because I know who run the ship. I know who run the ship. But at this time, we're going to present our first commercial break.
And I thank you for that, Michelle. With our summer edition of the Soul Collective, honoring local legends of Atlanta. Now, we're going to give you just a sneak peek of this magazine, because what we want you to do is to go to our website at PDFCulturalCenter.org and subscribe to this free e-magazine to keep up with what we're doing next. But this is absolutely a magnificent design of our marketing director, Tammy Harrison. So let me just flip through it and just let you get a glimpse of what this is about. Shop. We have an I Am Soul store on our website. I have the t-shirt on today. And so that is, soul is actually our slogan. It stands for sharing our unique lives. So I am soul, you are soul, we are soul. Let me take you to the table of contents. And we have all of our guest artists. We have something on you. So check this out. We have a quote from the Honorable Carter G. Woodson. You can take time to read that when you subscribe. Come on, flip the page. Rob Jerome, a Renaissance artist. We've got you highlighted. Let's see who's next. Miss Reed, we got you down as well. There's Elizabeth O Malami's page. And there you are. We are showcasing at local Atlanta legends that we're so very proud of. And then there's yours truly. So that's just a glimpse of the summer edition of the Soul Collective. Be sure to go to our website and subscribe today. Back to you, Michelle.
All right, that was beautiful. That was our first commercial. Now we support you and we need your support. Learn and know more about, like what Pamela said, about the Atlanta Masters of the Arts by reading through our Soul Collective, our e-magazine, and joining us. Please subscribe to or go to pdfculturalcenter.org. It's free, it's fun, and you know, I look at, we celebrate each other. We don't necessarily have to wait for the big cloud and everything. We lift each other up. We're at our second home, Heywood, all of you. We have come from a mighty long way, and we continue walking on our journeys. We have walked with some of the great artists along the way who are no longer with us. And if I started that list, we would be talking for days and weeks. But you know who I'm talking about. Who or what inspired or influenced you to become the phenomenal master artist you are? How long have you been on your creative journey? And what kept you there? And we want to start. Nita, that was a loaded question.
Oh,
you got
boy.
it all.
Who inspired me? What kept me on my journey? Pretty much, well, I would honestly go back to my mom and dad, because they were, my dad would say, if you shovel manure, be the best one that you can be. And my mom was always serving others and helping people. And my grandmother was a foster mom, and she constantly had young people around her. So that gave me a foundation. And then there was this woman, Judith Myrick, when I was in elementary school, that started my love for the arts. And then from there, it was Bella Jean Grigsby who gave me my first serious dance lessons, moving on forward to Barbara Sullivan's Atlanta Dance Theater and different trainings. And then people, Michelle Benjamin, being a friend, and many of you. It's the fact that others are so important. And what the God-given gift was that was placed in my heart, I realized that everybody needed to be exhorted. And there's something about the arts. When you're dance, people move from a place of suicide to a place of life because of music, because of love, because of movement. So my stimulation has always been others. And looking at the power of music and dance for me, and drama and theater, always made me want to include someone else, especially this young generation saying, I don't really know who I am. See me, can you see me? Do you see that I have gifts? So it did something to me, and it still remains in my heart. Who can I touch? Who can I inspire? Not thinking about myself or what can you do for me lately, but understanding everybody out there has a gift. They just need somebody to say, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
You know what? That's why you my friend. All right, Heywood. What is your comment on that? Because, you know, do I need to reiterate, or are you good?
Reiterate, please.
Okay, like we've come from a mighty long way. I've been knowing you since high school.
True.
And you stepped out, and you had whatever that was in you to say, I want a studio, and attain that, and have it even till this day. So I wanted just to know, we want to know what inspired you, or who influenced you on your creative journey, and what kept you there. Because you could have got to a point to say, look, I just got to go get this Delta job. Because, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you got me?
Yes. I mean, I've been truly blessed. What I was doing 40 years ago, I'm doing the same thing today, but I'm doing it even on a higher level and even better. Clients like Ollie Woodson, Temptations, James Brown, so many people that have walked into my life that have said things that I remember to this day that helped me go to tomorrow. Just how good things can be at this present time makes me just adore what can happen tomorrow. You know what I mean? I mean, God is good. And if you can believe and have him with you, you can do all things. Life is wonderful, y'all. I mean, my family, my wife, my children, my grandson, the beautiful music that I'm able to create to this day inspires me to continue on, because the opportunity is going to come one day when I can share it, and I will get to that stage. And on that wonderful stage, I will do a great performance. Thank you, Lord.
You know what? You already there, brother. You're already there. You're just growing in it. And that's wonderful. All right, Mr. Jerome Jones. Rob Jerome. What is your comment or on that question? Do I need to reiterate?
No, I think I remembered the question.
Okay.
And concerning inspiration, I am truly blessed to have to be the offspring of two highly creative people. My father was a visual artist and a musician and had an affinity for all of the arts, and he exposed me to many a thing. My mother as well, being creative herself. Not only is she an instructor, but she is involved in the theater arts, in business, and has always been creative with everything that she does. There are other artists that came before me. For every name that I were to say, we would all be screaming Ashe, Ashe, Ashe constantly. People like Duke Ellington and Aaron Douglas, the visual artist. Cab Calloway, of course, being what I call my patron saint. There have been writers, Langston Hughes, Nikki Giovanni, actors, Dorothy Dandridge, Pearl Bailey, Lena Horne, all of these people. I am the amalgam of all of the creative people that have crossed my path, including the artists that I've worked with. Artists love other artists. And we also exponentially grow in our own creativity when we share the divine gift that we have. Coming into that understanding, I believe, is what sustained me, what has kept me on my journey. There have been ups and downs in my life. There was a period of my life when I was working in the corporate environment as a graphic designer and working for Fortune 500 companies where people were selling other people's money. And I wouldn't actually say that the work I was doing was art. It was more so for another purpose, and it was outside of what I felt was my purpose in life. I had to grow and move out of that to truly understand who I am. And understanding through recovering from a life that went on a path that I didn't feel was my purpose, and recovering from other self-destructive things that I also did to myself, I have learned that there is a divine creative spirit that is within each and every one of us. And it is our responsibility and our birthright to use that creative spirit, to use that energy for the good of our existence. We share that energy every day. And everybody is creative. Now, maybe not artistically creative, but everybody is creative. And that's one thing that I foster, is a belief that everyone has a creative spirit, which is connected to the universal spirit, which is within all of us. We are creations of a great creator, and we are meant to create. Learning that has kept me on my path. And sharing that with others has strengthened it. Let's see, was there another question that I haven't answered yet?
No, I think that was it.
Okay.
Muted. Okay. We are a breed of our own. And that's how we were like drawn together with that. So that was very well said. Very well said. Now, this other question before we go to another commercial is that I've seen and I've experienced some young artists today, and they want the fame, they want the money, they want the recognition, and to be the influencer immediately. Would you give words of truth, wisdom, advice, inspiration, encouragement to some of those young who feel this way? And can you share what mission and passion and higher purpose and enlightenment is all about? We're going to start with you, Heywood. Let me unmute.
Let me just unmute here. I would say it takes time and it takes growth. The projects that I'm working on today were projects that I dreamed of 40 years ago. But I'm here now, And I would say to the young people, you have to go through some things. You're going to have to learn some things. And whatever you accomplish, whatever you're good at, become the best at it. And you don't have to tell the world. Your work will speak for itself in time. And continue to and have God with you at all times, because you're going to need that protection. You're going to need those blessings to come within your pathway as you walk up those steps of accomplishment. Yes, it takes time, but don't give up. Don't give up. Just get better. Yeah.
Well said. Thank you. All right, Shalita, what words that you can impart to our youth that want it now, want it right now?
I would definitely tell them to stop looking at others, expecting to receive what others have, because there are things that's just for you. And don't look for right now glory, but look at longevity. The race is not given to those that are moving fast, but enduring it, staying on it. Most of them, it took time. So people want instant gratification. Young people, slow down, pay attention, listen to the ones that have already gone before you, because they know some things. And if you want it quick, you'll get it quick, and you will be the faded name of tomorrow. So I'm encouraging young people, find someone to mentor you. Be teachable, listen, open up your hearts, and stop looking for quick stuff, because quick stuff that comes quick and things that come easy, you lose easy. You want to have a reputation of integrity, of honesty, being that artist that people said they loved their craft and it wasn't just about the money. I say to you, what will your legacy be? What will people say about you? And think about that. So it's more than just what you do today. What will your legacy be?
Amen. All right, Mr. Jerome, your words of imparting for enlightenment.
The first thing that I would say is yes, and thank you both Shalita and Heywood for bringing up these points. Comparison will stifle your creativity. Competition stifles creativity. There's enough out there for everyone. And it is our duty, if we consider ourselves creative, to communicate that which is, or what makes us, a unique and unrepeatable expression of the higher power. Every last one of us is unique. Every last one of us is unrepeatable. Every last one of us were given gifts that we are driven to use. It's identifying those gifts, identifying the inspiration, and doing the work. It doesn't happen overnight. You haven't had experiences yet. You don't know everything.
Right.
You do, but you don't know everything. The only way to learn is to learn how to put the cotton in your mouth and take it out of your ear. I mean, put the cotton in your ears and take it and take the cotton out of your ear and put it in your mouth. Yeah, so you can hear and close this. You're going to learn a lot more that way. There is an abundance of wisdom all around you that you can gain from. People helped me. I learned from mentors who I didn't even know were mentoring me. But when people identified the skills and the talent that they had, they were driven to say, hey, look, you can do that. Let me show you something here. You might want to try it this way. Or better yet, let me introduce you to so-and-so. They can show you what you need to do to get where you want to be. And don't expect everybody to just recognize when you step in the door that you've got it. Your deeds, your presence does a lot, but your deeds, your actions, and your communication and your wisdom that you gain over time will see you a lot further than imitation, competition, or comparison.
Right.
Be true to yourself.
Mhm.
Be truthful and transparent. Be authentic. And make sure that whatever you do, give thanks for the divine gift that you have received. It is your duty to give that gift back.
Oh, well, wonderfully said and so true. I see that we have Elizabeth O Malami with us now. Hey, Liz.
Yes,
Hey.
Yes, I.
Hi.
Hey, Liz.
Hey.
Liz, what I'm going to do so it won't be long, because we was looking for you. We had the APB out on you, but you're here now. And I want to ask you a question. Some young artists today want fame, money, recognition, and to be an influencer. That's the new pop word now. And they want it immediately. And would you give words of truth, inspiration, wisdom, advice, encouragement to some of our young people that feel this way? And can you share what mission and passion and higher purpose and enlightenment is all about? Because we've been around a railroad track and the court a long time.
Yeah. Wow. That you asked a lot of
Yeah,
questions.
that's the loaded. It's a loaded one. And since you weren't here for the first three, we're gonna load you.
Well, you know, Michelle, when we were coming up, when I at least when I was coming, there was something that you studied for years before you. There were all different methods. There was the Alexander method. There was the, Viola Spolin method. There was, but today, these young artists just step out. They just step out, and without, so it's a whole different world. And so it's a difference if you want to be a real artist in terms of the theater anyway, or do you just want to be a
Extra.
social media influencer, or do you want to be a movie star, or do you really want to be an actor? So all those things have to be taken into consideration when you're talking with our young people today. So many times, even playwriting, even with screenwriting, if you ask them wonder who's been, and it's like, well, I just wrote the script when I woke up the other day, and then the script is accepted and it's on Netflix, or they just go to YouTube. They have a YouTube channel, and they, show themselves putting on makeup for 6 months, and then they're a millionaire. 3 years later. So it's the whole digital world, and so to me, it just depends on what is your end goal. Do you want to be a flash in the pan?
Yeah.
Or do you really want to be doing this for the marathon?
Yeah.
Because to me, it's not a sprint; it's a marathon.
Yes, it is.
So I would have to ask them all those questions before I would really be able to give them any guidance, and any true guidance. And then I would be looking for guidance from them. We have to learn from them. Well, what is this the whole digital universe all about? I was shooting a TV show last week down in Mexico, and one of the directors came to me, and I was talking to her about the fact that it seems like old white actresses can get the roles and get on movies and etc. But you don't see anybody 70 and over that's black that has the same opportunity. You can see Ditch, she'll act till they carry her off. but it's not the same for us. And she said, well, are you into digital media? You just need to get into digital media because they, you know, Peacock and all these different streaming services. Are you aware that they all have auditions and they all need actors and all of this? And so she said, you don't even have to go to college today. To have a job. You don't even to have a career. You can learn about digital media and you can walk straight into the studio and go from there. So we have to realize it's a different world.
Right.
And be willing to learn from them.
Yep.
So they can keep us relevant. But then those that truly want to understand that Cecily Tyson, Sidney Poitier, longevity and craft, we can steer them in the right direction.
Okay, yes. Okay, well, since I have you, we're going to pump it up a little bit. Now, just for everybody, do you see art as self-care and how? Starting with you, Liz.
Art has always been my therapy.
Okay.
You know, coming from the civil rights movement and being so traumatized by the way that I was raised in elementary school, going to high school and not having a sense of who I was authentically until I wandered into the drama class.
Mm-hmm.
And when I wandered into the drama class, I memorizing as well as giving myself over to a character. And then I took that and majored in theater at Hampton. But then when I got out of, and we started the first Black theater here in Atlanta called People's Survival Theater.
Yes.
Myself, Byron Saunders and Art Johnson. And we were doing a live theater before anybody else. And it was supported by my father, Hosea Williams, who was funding the whole thing. He felt that art should be directly related to reflect the issues that were happening in the culture at the moment in real time. So every lunch time, we would get the newspaper and we would act out the issues, educate the community as to what their reaction could possibly or potentially be to all of these issues. And they could bring their lunch and they could see us at, well, the minute we stopped doing that and started doing sort of art, some of the classics, Tijan and his brothers, Ted Shine's contributions, etc. We fell out with Hosea Williams because he wanted us to be completely dedicated to reflecting the current culture. So then we, my husband got a scholarship at NYU and we moved to New York and he studied the Stanislavski. With Stanislavski himself, he was still alive and he was teaching a FAMO at that time. So for me and for the world, I think art is the only, and talent is just sort of sprinkled about the universe. It's sprinkled about on different people. You can't buy it. You can't inherit it. You can't get born into it. It has to be given to you as a gift. And everybody has something. Some things I'm very bad at that I tried to do. You're a dancer, Michelle. I tried to do that and
not anymore.
What you do? With our legs in the air, that's not working. So then I went into the theater. But for me, art has always been lost, a big part of my authentic self.
Okay. All right, Shalita. You want me to reiterate?
Absolutely. Art is definitely self-help for me. It's just who I am. I'm an artist. It was just before the Lord put me in my mother's womb, was probably dancing around up there with the Lord. You see, and you see little children dancing. They can't walk, They can't speak. They can hardly stand up, but they're moving.
Right.
Children with disabilities are moved. Elderly. And Liz, you said it. The world is influenced by the arts. People that are sick, they paint their rooms with colors because it's stimulating. We are deceived by art. That's why this industry makes so much money, because you are stimulated. You are stimulated by art when you don't even know you're being hustled. So art is just, it's there, and I know the most beautiful thing about it is God created it.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. He created it for all of us, and everyone has a place in it. Like Liz said, she can't dance, I can't sing, and it's questionable about my acting. But the most important thing is, it is for us all. We see how beautiful it is, and we know it because we're artists. But the world may not buy some form of art. We go in the grocery store, music is playing. You ride down the street, you hear somebody's radio. So it is help for all of us, really. Some of it good and some of it bad. But God created it all to be good. It's just
Okay. How about you, Jerome?
With everything that has been said before, and I will share this first of all with regard to the self-care. Absolutely. When I follow the philosophy of ars gratia artis, art for art's sake, and simply allow the creative spirit to work through me and become the vessel that allows that art to have a life of its own, that's when I'm the happiest. I can sit down and plan how a picture's going to be, or how a performance of a song is going to be, or what the next note is I'm going to play on my saxophone. But when the spirit takes control and creates that marvelous improvisational energy that I release to, it is such a healing process to let go and allow the creative spirit to work through me.
Amen.
That is so healing. It is so refreshing. And having gotten to a point where I realize that it is my duty to create the time for that self-care, it has helped me greatly as well. My art that I do for others in service has improved by how the spirit to work through me. And the only way that I do that is to relax into it, enjoy the journey of creating, and enjoy the spirit of the art that comes out of that. That, as far as self-care goes, that it's a matter of life and death, as far as I'm concerned. Being creative, for an artistically creative person, being artistically creative is a matter of life and death. It's just like asking me, why would I breathe? The same thing. The same thing. Was there a part of the question that I did not answer?
You answered it immaculately beautifully.
and
now I'm gonna,
oh, and by the way, Liz, I was in Tijon and his
I
brothers.
was too. I was in Tijon. Yep.
Michelle and I both were.
Wow.
Yep.
You were one of my first directors.
Yes, yes. You know, I meet people that tell me these things, and then my brain goes into mode, and I'm looking for the connection, because we all are now coming back full circle. Michelle bringing us back around to each other to say, okay, well, what have you your life degree, and have you come to different conclusions? And we come back to now more than ever, especially in this world. I just want it to be authentic.
Yes. Yes.
And I have to say this too. My brother Jerome was just talking about going behind the veil and worship. I think for all of us, our worship, all of us that have attended church or church service or in your house, when he said that, it's the power of the true and living God, really in all of us, that stirs us up. And it's really our worship. We may be on the stage or dancing at a concert, but it's really our worship unto the Lord. Because think about it, when you're on the stage, it gets to be between you and him. The audience is out there, but you get into a zone, and it ends up being our worship, because you can't really separate. We really can't separate ourselves in the art, because we really are. When we are really one with Christ, what we do is still, it's all connected.
And glory.
And last, by the way, I choreographed T-John, one of the leads, a famous, Elizabeth's husband, a famous. I did his choreography for his part.
That's right.
In that dance.
Okay, now we're going to give Heywood a chance to chime in.
And
Thank you, Heywood, for being patient.
Moderator, we're right at 3:58.
Okay. All right, Heywood.
Unmute.
Oh, thank you. I would say it's the melody of music. You know, I can be walking down the street or in a store and I hear this great melody, just the chorus part, not the whole song. And I decide, well, hey, that's one of the most prettiest melodies I've ever heard in my life. I want to share this because this melody can help change the world. And I understand that. So I'll run back to my studio and record a demo, just an idea of it, so I won't forget it because it's so great. That's life is wonderful. It will let you do that.
Yeah.
And so I would say that's the thing about art. The things that you can just pick up on, that God just sent you into your life.
Okay. All right. Since we're almost out of time, I want to ask you guys, the PDF Cultural Center for the Performing Arts, we are mounting a virtual production of Black Atlanta women sitting on the front porch, which discusses life and ideas and perspectives and thoughts and events and happenings in Atlanta from then to now. And we are also going to be performing, our young artists will be performing at the Pittsburgh Yards Community Grand Opening on the 18th of August. I would like to know, what are you guys doing? Well, what's up with you guys? Anybody have anything that they're mounting or planning?
Well,
We'll start. Okay.
I've been asked, I have a show that I'm writing called There's a River in My Soul. And it's a stage, it was a stage, so I'm working on that. And I'm hoping that when Hosea Feed the Hungry, which is also my therapy, where we feed people and give rent assistance, we are opening a new space for new playwrights to come and do new readings. We want you guys to come over and use the space. It's for the arts. It's for dancers that need a rehearsal space, or writers that need to hear their work read by professional actors, musicians that want to come and plug up their keyboard, Heywood, and go for it, or come play at home, Jerome. This is the arts space, and it's at 2545 Forest Hills Drive, and it will be open to the public in September.
Wow. All right, amen. All right, what you got going on, Heywood?
Well, I've been working on this song called Black Lives Matter.
All right.
And I don't know if I can play a little bit of it, but I'm going to hit the button and see if it comes up. Let's see. But it's a great song. And everybody's talking about Black Lives Matter. So this particular melody, hopefully it can go around the world.
Now, art imitates life. Okay, Jerome, what's up with you? Maybe we could go out listening to your song. Jerome.
I currently am working on a couple of projects. I have 2 children's books that I'm illustrating right now. I also am writing my own collection of anecdotes and affirmations for people who desire to connect with their creative spirit. That was an offshoot of workshops that I actually conduct, a 12-week process allowing people to, or assisting people with connecting with their creative spirit, identifying what their creative passion is, and actually getting started on their journey. If anybody wants to know how to contact me, here's my website.
Okay. We will. Hopefully, we'll have Haywood's music, your website. What you got going on, Shalita?
Well, actually, my artistic director is Juanita Omilami, and we are working on auditions for Ministry in Motion. I had a powerful group of young women who now have graduated and high school. Some have graduated from college, moving out of the city. So we're really having to start recruiting. So the plans are for September, and I would love to be able to share that information with you guys in the future as soon as the date is set, and love to collaborate with you guys even more as we move forward.
Yeah, well, we're here to help one another
Absolutely.
and to lift one another. And we thank you for sharing with us and being with us today. And I've truly enjoyed every moment with you all. And I want you to be blessed and safe and keep on creating. And we're going to still be connected. As long as the good Lord say we connected. Now, Pam, is it any way we can hear Heywood music and take Jerome?
If it's okay, we wanted to pull up the magazine one more time so Miss O Malami can see it. I don't know if you remember, but I was your stage manager for 4 little girls that you and your husband, Afamo, produced at Martin Luther King.
Yes.
So it was a pleasure. I learned so very much from the both of you, and I agree with all of you on this, how art is therapeutic and transformative. And so thank you so much for taking your time out to do this. But we're going to show our summer edition of our e-magazine called Soul Collective, and I think Tammy did such a phenomenal job, Miss Omilami, that I wanted you to see it as well and see how beautiful your page is. So Fury, and while she's showing that, we want to give a shout out to our tech master, Fury Reed. She came from China, joined us and helped us make sure all the technical stuff is in. But this is our summer edition of the Soul Collective.
And is there any way you could play your stuff, Heywood?
And if not, maybe once we close this out, we just giving you, whet your appetite a little bit.
Yeah.
One more time. There's Rob Jerome, and there's
Liz.
That is beautiful.
And
you're beautiful.
And please encourage everyone, to go to our website and subscribe to this free e-magazine. This is the summer edition. Keep going. And the website is PDFCulturalCenter.org. PDFCulturalCenter.org.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you all.
You get a chance to read.
Thank you so much. And thank you. How about a round of applause for our tech master, Fury Reed? Thank you, Fury.
Yay.
And everybody raise your right hand. Look, Michelle, I'm going to do this. I'm going to turn it back over to you, and you can play your music, Heywood. Raise your right hand, put it over your left shoulder, and pat your own self on the back. We thank you so much for being the master artist that you are. Thank you for sharing all of that wisdom. We're going to post this on our website probably within the week once Tammy has edited. So look out for us and keep us in mind for any type of collaborations. Back to you, Michelle.
All right, we're going to take it out. Heywood, are you ready or what? I can't hear you. You got to unmute. 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 We can. All right. Jerome, can you pull up your stuff? Your website? Your website.
Oh, yeah.
But I've met you. Don't you know when I go to America?
Ma'am.
Yes.
I'm going to let the tech take it out wherever they need to take it out.
All right. Thanks again. And please enjoy the rest of your evening and stay tuned for the next At the Table with the Artist. Have a great evening.
Thank you, guys. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you.
Black lives matter.